Hello everybody and welcome back to another top 10 video of mine. Today we're going to be looking at my top 10 Generation 3 Pokemon that I think should get Mega Evolutions in Pokemon X and Y. Long title again. So we're going to get started in a second. As always, these are my opinions, so I respect them and respect everyone else's opinions in the comments below. So let's get started. At the number 10 spot I have chosen Tropius. The reason for this is I think Tropius would actually deserves a Mega Evolution. You can't really give it a normal evolution because it's already a very large Pokemon, possibly a pre-evolution, but not an evolution, so a Mega Evolution is really the only thing it could have, and I think it's in the stage where it's too big to have an evolution, but it's not too big to also get a Mega Evolution, if you get what I mean. It's sort of in the middle area. So I think it would, giving the Mega Evolution would just amp it up a bit and make it more usable in battle, really. So yeah, looking at Tropius, I think you could add some more bananas to its neck, or its under neck, or under jaw, whatever you want to call that. More bananas, obviously a bigger cluster of them. You could also power up its wings a bit, make them a bit more menacing, because at the moment they just look like leaves sticking off its back. So, make them a bit bigger, maybe have proper wooden sort of struts going up the centre of the leaves, to sort of support the leaf and show how strong it is, rather than just being, a green bit that comes off its back. And also, its claws and its legs could get a bit of a power up as well as its head, which could sort of, I don't know really, get some sort of design change there. I'm not exactly sure what that would be, but maybe some, cooler sort of horn, I don't know. At number 9, I have chosen Seviper. The reason for this is because Seviper is already a very cool Pokemon, very good design, and similar to Tropius, is really too large and powerful to have an evolution, but not too big to have a Mega Evolution. So it's, again in the middle, not as much. You could probably give Seviper an evolution, but it'd be a bit of a push really. But yeah, anyway, looking at Seviper, you could obviously add some more spikes to it over, you guys know how much I like my spikes. Obviously its tail could get powered up, it could also get sort of longer fangs maybe, more menacing eyes if that could be worked out, and obviously the markings on its body could change some more, maybe get some sort of red, deep red, sort of a vein-like structure running through it. I think that would look pretty cool. Then up at number 8, I have chosen Claydol. Now Claydol may seem a bit of a strange choice since it's not a popular Pokemon as such, but I think Claydol would have a pretty cool Mega Evolution. The reason for that is because the concept art I'm showing you here shows it sort of powering up, getting more, what I can describe only as a dress sort of thing. But yeah, Claydol's Mega Evolution would look pretty cool, I think. Obviously its main head doesn't really need changing, because that's already sort of as much as it can get. Maybe the only change you can make there are on the sort of jewels. Maybe its arms could come away from its body a bit more to show it's actually sort of psychically holding its body together, rather than just being sort of all crushed up. And obviously its body could get down a bit further from its head as well. Maybe shrink in size so the main focus is on the head. I don't know how that would look, but it could be pretty cool. And I'd like to see the markings on its main body change around when it Mega Evolves as well, with a pinkish hue because it is a psychic type. Then at number 7 I've chosen Sableye. Now Sableye can or could get a normal evolution, but I think they won't give it an evolution. I think they're going to give it, if anything, a Mega Evolution, simply because it's in that category where it's a Ghost Dark type, which means it has no weaknesses. However, I'm actually wrong in saying that, because obviously with the introduction of the Fairy type, I'm not sure if that balances it out again, but I'll have to see, won't I? But yeah, well, it was sort of a neutral, no weaknesses Pokemon, so it was a sort of, not uber, but middle class Pokemon. But yeah, I think Mega Evolution would be good with it. Obviously the jewels and the sort of sapphire and the ruby could get changed around a bit, maybe add some more jewels, maybe some green jewels, which I think would be pretty cool, over its body. That could possibly hint at Hone remakes if they did that. I think it would, amps up. I can't remember what concept art I'm showing you guys, but I think it looks pretty cool, whatever it is. I think that's what I remember of it. But yeah, generally amp up its arms and its legs a bit, make them a tiny bit stronger and thicker and stuff, and that would look pretty cool, I think. Then at number 6 I have chosen Flygon. Now why Flygon? Because, well, at the moment it's a Dragon Ground Pokemon, or Ground Dragon Pokemon, and it does look pretty cool, but I think it could have some, more additions to it to make it look a bit stronger. For example, the Mega Evolution could get an extra pair of wings, so this time instead of having just one pair of wings, it could have 2, or maybe just increase the size of those wings, make them a bit more curvy and wing-like, rather than being sort of diamonds that just extend from its body. Its tail could get a bit of an upgrade as well, I suppose, maybe add some spikes to it. And its head, I suppose, could get I've seen a sort of design for it that's goggle-like, but that's not what I've chosen to show you. The one I've chosen to show is actually a hand-drawn one, which is why it's not as clear, I guess, as the other ones, but it's the only one I liked, really, I could find. And obviously its feet could get a power up as well. Maybe add some claws to its feet, and maybe even to its hands as well. So it looks a little more menacing when it's flying around. At number 5, I have selected Agron. Now, the reason I've chosen this is because I really like Agron. It's a really cool Pokemon, got a nice design, I think, in my opinion, and a Mega Agron would look awesome, I think. The idea or concept art I'm showing you here, sort of the steely colour takes over its whole body. I don't like that quite as much. I quite like the black and dark on Agron. However, what would I want an Agron to sort of, when it gets the Mega Evolution, I'd like some more detail on its sort of helmet head thing, because at the moment it's quite, at least in the black and previous sprites, it's quite stilted and sort of looks like it's stuck together. I'd like some possibly more spikes just sort of coming off there, blending it together nice and well. Make its jaw obviously a lot more powerful. Its claws, maybe make them a bit larger, a bit longer claws, same with the toe claws, or whatever you call them. Tail, maybe add some spikes to it. Something along those lines, maybe. I think that would look pretty cool. And its main body, maybe just make it more armoured, or look more armoured, I guess. Then at number 4 we have Salamence. Now I think Salamence is also an awesome dragon Pokemon, much like Flygon. However, I think it deserves a Mega Evolution much more than Flygon, because just how awesome Salamence's Mega Evolution should be. Also, it's a pseudo-legendary, so it sort of fits with my plan of all the pseudo-legendaries getting Mega Evolutions. What could you do with Salamence? Make its wings a bit more detailed and sort of add some sort of, I don't know what they call them, veins or whatever to it. So at the moment there's just like sort of pieces of skin, not like actual wings in my opinion. I think adding some sort of, you know, more details to the wings would look pretty cool. Helmet, give it some sort of helmet, you know, 2 lines on the top of its head could sort of come down and form some sort of I don't know exactly, some sort of face or face mask, something like that. The spot of splays on the side of its head, because obviously it's based on a salamander, could maybe get a bit longer, or seem more menacing somehow, and also just add some more bulkiness to its body, I guess, either in the form of armour, or just generally making its claws and feet a bit stronger, and its tail, obviously, add some spikes to it, you know? And then at number 3 we have the only water type of this selection here, Milotic, one of those. Now, Milotic, I'm gonna use Milotic because that's what I usually say. Milotic is a cool Pokemon already. Not a whole lot of design going into apart from its tail. I think a Mega Milotic would look awesome. Its tail could get so much more design like added to it. I think in the concept that I'm showing you, it has some sort of cool stuff in the tail there. Its head could obviously get some more detail on it there, and hopefully its body would get some sort of scales along its main body as well, because at the moment it's quite bare. But with the head, the 2 long eyelashes it's got like kind of 2 sets of eyelashes, but yeah, the ones that stick up could get sort of curlier, I guess, and the ones that hang down could possibly become more sort of wavy, if you get what I'm saying there. Hopefully you do. Then at number 2 I have chosen, we had Sableye earlier, now we have Zangoose. Zangoose is an awesome Pokemon already. We can see why GCPM11 loves it. It is pretty damn cool, and I think a Mega Zangoose would look damn awesome as well. Obviously its claws could get a bit, you know, more menacing and like, I don't know, I can't, you know, sort of longer claws, so they're more menacing, you know, to slash opponents with. Possibly change the design on its body slightly, not a whole lot. Eyes make them a bit more menacing. Maybe make its legs a bit more sort of bulky, because at the moment they're quite thin. And its tail could get some sort of red design to it, some sort of lines of red through it. And yeah, I think that would look pretty cool. Then finally for my number 1 slot we have chosen, or I have chosen, not you, Metagross. Yes, Metagross. Metagross is an awesome Pokemon in my opinion. It looks very cool indeed, and like Salamence, it's a pseudo-legendary, meaning it should get a Mega Evolution. And the concept art I'm showing you for Mega Metagross isn't what I don't like it massively. It looks okay, but it's not exactly what I'd imagine from a Mega Metagross. Now you see, Metagross is based on a mix of a UFO and a supercomputer, so I think a Mega Metagross should really sort of, at least, its legs should come up and go out sideways, so it's more like a star, and it will spin psychically, because it has psychic powers obviously. In the concept art, it's got red lines added to it. I don't like that amazingly, but I think the steel design should really, like the steel markings like are on its face should go over its body as well, similar to how it's on the head there. And I think the red, maybe not red, but definitely some sort of extra colouring along its highlights to show how awesome it is. And yeah, I think generally a saucer shape, or a star shape with the legs going outwards, spinning around, maybe its head or maybe its arms detach from its body completely, and the arms simply spin around, not touching it at all, so obviously its head can stay in the middle there, and its legs can spin around all the time, which would look awesome, I think. Yeah. So guys, that's it for this episode of my top 10s. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment about my choices down below, and say what your top 10 Generation 3 Pokemon that should get Mega Evolutions X and Y are. That's a long title. Just read the title, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'd appreciate it if you leave a like and a comment down below, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye.